Hey everybody, Josh from Populi here. Today we're talking about automatic fees and the magic of them.
Why are you holding your hands like that?
What do you mean?
Just still? Is it because somebody said you move your hands too much?
I actually hadn't heard that anyone thinks I move my hands too much. I was doing them like this because we're talking about magic. I thought you could put some magic, like sparkles, in my hands in post-production. People think I move my hands too much.
If I say yes, will that make you more self-conscious?
No. Automatic fees in Populi work on the basis of fee rules. Let's say you want to charge a registration fee for everyone who enrolls in at least 2 credits in a single term. You could go through and manually apply that fee to each student, or you could set up an automatic fee that does that for you. Those fees can be triggered based off of a number of different data points. Those can be things about a student's profile, things about a course itself, a delivery method, a variety of different things. So if you have courses that have lab fees, you can set up an automatic fee that will charge students based on their enrollment in those courses. And there are lots of other ways that you can get those charges to trigger as well.
I think you're worrying a bit too much about moving your hands.
Oh, it feels natural. You know, I think I was doing a bit too much before, and now this feels good.
Okay, this is good. All right.
What is this? A grocery store manager talking about how a shopping cart moves? Because we're talking roles. You'll need the financial admin role to set these fee rules up. Let's have a look at how we can set up a fee to do this. Let's go to financial up at the top here, and then under billing, and then down here under settings, we'll go to fees. And then you can add fee rules to any existing fees, or you can click add a fee here. We're gonna do that real quick. That done, we'll find that fee down here and click on it. Okay, so we're gonna create a flat fee. As you can see here, we already did that. However, that can be changed. You can create per credit fees, per hour, or per course. So that's possible there. And now if we look down at fee rules, we can see that there's an edit option there. We're gonna click add rule group under that. And then this box here will allow us to choose the conditions that we're gonna use to create these rules. We're going to choose the rule all enrolled credits. Once we do that, we're gonna set this to between 2 and 20 credits. For this example, we're assuming that the school doesn't offer any courses for fewer than 2 credits and that a student couldn't enroll in more than 20 credits in a single term. And that max level of credits matters because if a student is able to enroll in more credits than are set as the maximum, they won't be charged this fee at all. They'll just fly right by. Now this is a very simple example. We have one rule there, and that rule is set up to apply for any student who enrolls in a course after we've created it, or if they've already enrolled in a course, if they do something that causes their enrollment to re-trigger. That would be dropping or adding a course or some other enrollment change in that term. Now, let's click edit to talk about adding more rules onto this. You can see here where we have match all of these conditions. That can either be set to match all or match any. All means that this rule and this rule must be true of all of the results. Any means this rule or that rule must be true of any one of the results. You'd use all if you want a fee to be charged to someone who has a specific degree and is enrolled in under 20 credits. So both of those things have to be true for them to get a specific fee. You'd use any if you want the fee to be charged to any student who has any one of 3 different degrees. So here's how we'd set up that all example. We've already got the all enrolled credits between 2 and 20 credits, but now we're gonna add a degree. We'll choose the Bachelor of English degree. Now that's set up so that both of these things must be true of any student in order for them to be charged the fee. To set up the any example, we'll change this here, the match all, to match any of these conditions. And then we'll add in the 3 degrees. We'll add another rule to add in the 3rd degree here. And then once that's done, this fee will now be charged to any student who enrolls in any one of these degrees. It's also good to be aware that you can automatically exempt students from fees if you set a tag or a custom field up on their profile to do this. In this situation, we want the rule group set to match all of these conditions. We're going to add a rule here. We have used a custom info field to set up an exempt status on student profiles. We're going to set this to is not, and then we're going to choose the exempt field and then set the value to exempt. Now what you see here is a fee that will be charged against students who are enrolled in credits between these amounts. But if they have that exempt status set on their profile, this will not charge that fee. So in order for this fee to be charged, they have to not have the exempt status on their profile.
Sorry, I shouldn't have said anything about the way that you hold your hands or move them or anything like that. Sorry.
Oh no, it's totally fine. It absolutely has not made me rethink everything about the way that I think about myself and present myself, and it hasn't made me feel like a fake and a fraud in like a fundamental way.
Good.
Okay, you've got a new fee in place, but in order for it to actually show up automatically on student accounts, you might need to actually recalculate student fees. That can be true for an individual student, or it can be true for a whole term's worth of students. In order to recalculate this on a particular student, we'll go to their profile, to the financial tab, and then to by term. We'll check and make sure that this is set to the correct term. And then down here, we'll see that we don't currently show that registration fee, but if we click recalculate, it shows up there. So that fee is working correctly. We know it should apply against this student, and it is. Before we move on here, it's good to note that this should be done, if at all possible, before you start making manual edits to particular students, deleting fees manually from their profiles or changing amounts, because recalculating causes these fees to look back to the tuition schedules or back to the fees and then recalculate everything. And even though we're talking about fees today, recalculation will affect either tuition schedules or fees. So if you've gone through and made a bunch of manual changes, those will all be undone as soon as you click recalculate. That would happen at the student level like we just looked at, or what we're about to look at, the recalculation for an entire term's worth of students. To do that en masse recalculation, let's go to financial at the very top, and then into billing, and then into by term. And then here on the summary tab, we want to make sure that we have the correct term selected so that we don't go recalculating other terms. And then click on actions over here on the right, and then choose recalculate term charges. It'll ask us if we want to do this. Remember, potentially we're undoing manual changes for tuition schedules and fees. If we want to do that, we can go ahead and click OK. And now all charges in that term have been recalculated. Once you have them set up, automatic fees can save time so that you can watch Populi tutorial videos and click on that like button. Feel free to go ahead and click on subscribe, and when that little notifications bell comes up, click that ding, 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 so that you can get updates whenever we post new videos to the channel.
This is more distracting
than
when you were moving your hands too much.
So you think I was moving my hands too much?
Yeah.
What's this? A second speed bump in the parking lot because there's something else we should run over. Okay, this gets into the weeds a little bit, and that's why it's at the end. You may have noticed on the rule selector here, we have 3 different enrolled credits and enrolled hours options. Most of the time, most schools would use all enrolled credits. It kind of works the way you would expect it to. But in some other specific kinds of circumstances, you may want to use these other types. The other ones are enrolled credits matching group rules, and then hours for the same, and then all enrolled credits, non-filtering. Let's first of all talk about enrolled credits matching group rules. Matching group rule enrollment rules. are best used with another rule type like campus or delivery method. Basically, you're choosing an attribute of certain credits that will charge this fee. First, we'll change this rule to a per credit type of rule. So now this is going to charge, let's say, $25 for every credit that applies. And then once we've done that, we'll save. We want to charge this against only online credit types. So only courses that have a delivery method set to online. In this situation, we want the rule group set to match all of these conditions. We're going to add a rule here, and then we'll select as our second rule type the course delivery method. Every course has the ability to have different delivery methods set. You might have a on-campus or online delivery method. In this situation, we're going to set the online delivery method. So we'll want to change this to enrolled credits matching group rules. And we'll set it the same way. The minimum is 2 and the maximum is 20. With that in place, let's say a student enrolls in 12 credits in a single term. 9 of those credits are in courses that are set up as online delivery method courses. Those other 3 credits are on campus. So a total of 9 credits are online. Populi separates out those 9 credits that are online. So we'll end up charging $225. That's $25 per credit for 9 credits. And let's emphasize that difference just by talking about what this would look like if we set this to all enrolled credits. We're going to add those same values back in there again. If this fee were to apply, what would happen is as soon as a student was enrolled in even one online course with that delivery method there, they would be charged per credit for every credit they're enrolled in, whether they're online or not. So instead of only being charged for their 9 online credits, they would be charged for all 12 credits. So they would end up being charged for those additional 3 credits that are on campus, and that would result in charges of $300 instead of $225. Okay, that was fun, right? Well, it gets worse. All enrolled credits, non-filtering, have a very specific application, and getting your mind around exactly how they work can be a little tricky. As I was prepping this video, even I had to refresh again on what exactly this means. So this came up because we had a school that wanted to apply an audit fee automatically, but didn't want to apply that fee against full-time students. So they wanted any student who was enrolled in 12 credits or more to not be charged this fee, and anyone enrolled in less to be charged the fee. Okay, we're going to use this audit registration fee to show you how this works. This is set to charge $100 per course, so that's an audit fee per course there. We're going to use this rule initially, and then we'll change it to the correct rule. But you can see what's happening here is we've got all enrolled credits between 1 and 11 credits. Now we'll add an additional rule, and this rule is going to be audit in any course. So for any course that a student audits, they'll get charged this $100 fee. That's how you'd expect this to work. However, these rules are mutually exclusive because this rule is set up to look for enrolled credits that will filter out any courses in which a student is set as an auditor. That student's status in that course is not technically enrolled, it's auditing. So this rule filters those credits out. In order to get that to work properly, we need to have this set to all enrolled credits non-filtering. With that set and those values entered in, this fee can now see the audits. So it can tell that a student is auditing a course, those aren't being filtered out. That's how the non-filtering credits or hours rules work. Thanks a lot for watching all the way to the end. I'm Josh for Populi. Have a great day.